case, this might be something that becomes a big deal in the media when people become aware of what's happened. I have been communicating with Jonas Geisler in Washington, D.C. about the Portland police brutality against a blind, disabled person with a traumatic, penetrating brain injury who's blind in his left eye. There's new information that he has a hearing impairment in his right eye, right ear, and he's approached from his right ear. He has equilibrium, spatial, and physical anomalies, as well as linguistical anomalies and behavioral issues associated with traumatic brain injury. We're needing medical care and research into the $30,000 to $40,000 eye surgery, as well as full diagnostics on the eye problem, the hearing problem, and then what the police did to him. I did not know him before the attack, so I don't have a before and after in terms of his PTSD and his stress level. The malicious prosecution that Officer Quinn decided to launch on him, charging him with 5 charges, needs to be dropped. It is causing him an increase of his traumatic symptoms. He has many, many flashbacks all day. And he is now currently living with me and my mother. My mother is a 40-year nurse who is a psychiatric nurse with the veterans and actually works with traumatic brain injury patients. And what has happened to him is just utterly devastating to us. We're both of us destitute. His Social Security has been embezzled. He's been mugged at gunpoint. A lot of bad things have happened to him in Portland. We're hoping for a dismissal of all the charges. I would have called you about it. I want to know where Tom Borton is and why he deserted our case and why he wasted our time taking so much information from us, and that we're not able to meet with an attorney and get him fully advised of his rights. Also, Tom Borton may have spoken to Greg Kafuri, and I'm concerned that Greg Kafuri decided not to take the case, and I'm afraid Tom Borton might have colored his appraisal of Benjamin's case in an unfair light that's prevented them from having the best representation in terms of the pursuit of civil justice on the brutality. We're also interested in the independent police review and want to proceed with that, but we need a full accommodation of Benjamin's disabilities, which include dyslexia in addition to the blindness and hearing impairment. So he's not even sure what he's charged with. He needs all of his court documents in a Americans with Disability Act friendly format. And due to the poor quality of the doctors we've seen down here in Portland, we're still trying to work on the x-rays for the broken toe, the ankle damage, the cracked sternum, and the left elbow fracture. We haven't had appropriate x-rays for a lot of the injuries, including skull and MRI. The neurologist, Beanish Quash, has refused to treat him. My number is 577-0963, area code 503. 577-0963. I'd appreciate it if you call me and we can set up a meeting with your office staff and see how Ben can best be represented. It was my opinion originally that this going to court on the 5th of July was medically inadvisable due to his extreme behavioral reaction to his sense of injustice after being beaten by the police to be hauled in on 5 charges. I appreciate anything we can do to alleviate the stress and burden from him. He doesn't want to be tied up with probation, and he has family business with his mom having a stroke, as well as a son in Washington, and he wants to pursue an investigation of the person who put 42 staples in his head prior to coming down to Portland. The head injury he suffered earlier this year, in addition to the head injury under the police's crushing his head, it causes me very severe concern about his health and safety. And his doctor has told him to put his feet up. I don't think he should be appearing in court. Even just coming down to your office is very difficult for him. So hopefully you guys can provide him with rights to an attorney. I'm not happy with the way I've been treated by Tom or Don or Austin. Actually hung up on me once, and I'm doing everything I can to help Ben. I'm trained as a paralegal. I'm not a lawyer, but I hope that I can be helpful, and it's my interest to facilitate the most justice for Benjamin in the face of his crippling, traumatizing, and medically disastrous effects. And also, in terms of the medical appraisal after the accident, we really want to get as many records of his organ, like post-beating analysis, which I think he's being denied medical care is deeply concerning, and I'm trying my best to get him. To replay the message, press 1. To erase and re-record, press 3.
To copy this message to additional mailboxes, press 4. For special delivery options, press 9. To send this message now, press pound. Message delivered. To leave a message, please enter a mailbox number. To reach an operator,